You made the broadcasters look good there, Vince. Our next inductee traveled across the country to be with us here today, Mr. Pat McGowan. Pat joined the PGA Tour in 1978, winning Rookie of the Year honors. He went on to play for 13 years on tour. He won in 1984 a TPS Sacramento Open, and other top finishes include a second in the Canadian Open, second in the Quad Cities Open, and he finished fourth in the 1983 PGA Championship. Pat attended Brigham Young University. He's an active supporter of junior golf, and he qualified to play on the Champions Tour beginning in the 2005 season and played there for 3 years. Pat became Director of Instruction at the Pine Needles Golf Resort upon retirement from the PGA Tour. And he's here with us today from his home in North Carolina, but I'm sure Sacramento still has a warm spot in his heart. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Pat McGowan.
Rule number one, never follow a professional radio show host, especially one that praises his wife like he did. Thank you, Frank, and fellow inductees. It's a beautiful day, and what's so special and beautiful about this day, all you have to do is turn around and see all these great junior golfers, all this youth here on the putting green, on the driving range, at this wonderful expo. I knew it was going to be big, but I hadn't been in the expo in a long time, and congratulations, Senior, Ken Morton, Senior and Junior. I got a nice call from Junior a couple months ago. It said they'd like to honor the McGowan family. I said, I'll be there. I don't care where it is, what time it is, I will be there. And congratulations, what you've done. Sacramento has been a leader in youth for a long time. Started playing junior golf in 1963. Some of us in the crowd out there, I've got some friends here that played in Fresno in the old Fresno B tournament. And you guys have continued the tradition, a real front runner with Say Golf. And I know you started the First Tee chapter here. I was glad to hear Frank talk about the First Tee. I've been a director at our First Tee in Pinehurst, North Carolina. We had the first chapter in North Carolina at Pinehurst 14 years ago. And we do follow Sacramento's model. So how about a big hand for the Sacramento First Tee? Congratulations, what you've done. It is a phenomenal and stunning job you've done. That's the future of golf out there, and that's why I'm here. It's because of youth golf and what you guys have meant here in Sacramento, and been real leaders here. Ken, congratulations. You know, all of my friends are golfers. How about that? All of my friends are golfers. I'm sure a lot of you can say the same thing here. I've got some junior golf buddies here. Got Don Dormer out there, Greg Durst, Rick Strain's one of my best friends. All about golf, and we're surrounded by golfers, and wonderful to have Bonnie here. Stand up, Bonnie, and our daughter, Scotty, Erin McGowan. Stand up, Bon. Oh, she interrupted her video there. But I want to assure you one thing, Ken. You don't have to worry about me getting a big head, because my mother-in-law is 100 times more famous I could ever be if I lived to be 120. The great Peggy Kirkbell, who my in-laws bought Pine Needles back in 1953, and our family is all about golf. We have 2 golf courses, 2 Donald Ross courses back in North Carolina, and we both teach golf, Bonnie and I, and we love seeing golfers come up. We talk golf all the time. Mrs. Bell, my mother-in-law, walk through either the golf shop or find you having dinner at night. She's going to work on your grip. You're trying to get that grip around a little lemon pie or something, and she wants to show you how to hold the club. But it is the greatest game, and I don't think I could say it any better than Peggy Kirkbell, my mother-in-law, saying that golf is so great because when I'm around golf, I'm around great players. I'm around great people. And Babe Zaharias said that to her years ago, the great Babe. And when you're around golf, you are around great people. I encourage and I hope everybody out there, if you haven't volunteered for the first tee, you'll do so. Keep growing this game. We're looking forward to meeting some of the youth that are graduating from the first tee. But see, the first tee golf is just it's not about golf. It uses the golf avenue, but it's about growing great citizens, and that's so much more important. As important and as great as the game of golf is, we want good young people coming up. We want great citizens. So thank you so much. Thank all of you for coming out. Great to see my friends. I'm looking forward to a little party afterwards. But when you're around golf, you're around good people. Thank you so much, Frank.
I think you were the perfect guy to follow Vince. What a great day this is. I mean, it's remarkable up here looking and seeing how many people out there. It's give yourselves a hand for being here. Just because I just remembered, and there's a lot of current Hall of Fame members already in the audience. If you're a Hall of Fame member of the Sacramento Golf Hall of Fame, please stand up. It's great to see Bob Bell here. Nice to see you, Bob. Our final inductee today is known certainly to many in the area, Mr. Jim Salazar. I think you get the award on the cheer there, Jim. Jim played golf and basketball in high school in Carson City, Nevada, and accepted a full-ride scholarship to play basketball at Eastern Montana College. During summer breaks, he began working in the golf business, first as a greens crew member, then as a marshal, then as a starter, finally an assistant professional in 1984 in Billings, Montana. That's a long way from here. He began his long stay at Sierra View Country Club in 1985 working for Bill Brooks, and eventually took over as head professional in 1989. During his career, Jim has influenced the golf games and lives of thousands of members and junior golfers. And with guidance from Ken Morton Sr., he won the Northern California PGA, and that's Jim's words, not mine. With guidance from Ken Morton, he won the Northern California PGA's prestigious Horton Smith Award, and that's given by the Northern California PGA for exemplary services in PGA education. He won that award in 1995 and again in 2001. Jim stays current with the latest trends and technologies in the world of golf. He continues to enjoy sharing his knowledge and passion for the game with others, and we are all beneficiaries of that knowledge and passion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jim Salazar.
How we doing, everyone? Having a great time so far? Some very impressive men up here saying some very nice things, and I'm glad I get to listen to all that and kind of stew on what I have, since I didn't have anything prepared. But I can always talk about things I like. So I wrote down 3 things, or I thought of 4 things that I could talk about. And of course, the first thing I want to talk about is golf. Golf's what brought us all here, this wonderful game, this sport that we love to play, this activity that we do, this, just great environment, as you heard. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to practice and play on these golf courses. It's kind of just a great feeling when you get out and play golf. And when I was 11 years old and I hit my first golf shot that got up in the air and went solid, I kind of felt like this is something I want to do. And, I've been playing golf ever since. And what I really like to say about golf is the people in the game of golf are exceptional. To be a golfer, you have to have certain values. You have to understand the spirit of the game. You got to have integrity and honesty, courtesy. That's what golfers have. And being around people like that every day is a pleasure. Even though I work hard and I go in and I spend long hours, I usually have a smile on my face. And that's because I'm around great people, and that's what golf does for you. So I love the game of golf. And imagine if the world was more run by golfers that did have, the integrity and the honesty and the courtesy and the ability to leave the place nicer than when you found it. Those are all great things, and that's why, for me, it's a pleasure to help people. I really want to help people every day. And as I get older now, I understand the importance of giving as much back as I can. So golf, without it, I wouldn't have had a career, like this. And so I'm very pleased with, how that has worked out. And I hope all of you enjoy the game of golf as much as I do. Secondly, my family, of course. So this is kind of in chronological order. I fell in love with golf, and then I fell in love with my wife, Julie, Julie would be like the, smartest, kindest, most giving, hardest working, most self-reliant, most independent. You could come up with any good adjective in the world, and that would be Julie, my wife. Stand up, Julie. She is actually not even real. I think she's more like an angel than a person. But she's my angel, so that she's my angel with benefits. And then, of course, my sons, Eric and Ian, great boys. Eric went through the Say Golf / First Tee Junior program, played through them, ended on going to college playing golf. He graduated with a degree in religion from Princeton University. Congratulations on that. Good job. He's now getting his master's degree in theology from Biola. He works for the College Golf Fellowship Program, which is a Christian-based organization that helps college golfers all over the country. And so I'm obviously very proud of Eric. Thank you for everything you've done and how you've supported me. And his lovely wife, Becky, newlyweds, 2 years now almost. So, yeah, stand on up. Come on, Eric and Becky. We got to stand up. I actually used to have red hair like that once. And then the next thing is Sierra View Country Club. Today is practically Sierra View Day. Would everybody who's a member at Sierra View stand up for me briefly? Just stand up. We want to see all the Sierra View members that are here. Yeah. What a great place to work. 1985, I got a job at Sierra View working for Bill Brooks, a wonderful man who started as an assistant pro right here at Hagen Oaks. And in 1953, when he was 25, 26 years old, he became the head professional at Sierra View Country Club. And I worked for him for 4 years. And the membership at Sierra View is tremendous. They are very supportive, and they are very giving people. And in the 65 years the club's been in existence, there's only been 2 head golf professionals. So I think that's a great achievement, and I think a lot of it just speaks of the type of members we have at our club. So thank you, Sierra View members. I really appreciate all you've done. And of course, if you're looking for a membership, we're looking for good members. I do want to say one story about how great the members are. In 1988, Bill Brooks was being retired, probably a little bit prematurely. There were a few people on the board. And you can imagine working at a country club where you have 400 bosses who expect different things from you every day. So finally, they had a few guys on the board who felt they knew better than everybody else. So they wanted to retire Bill, and they wanted to hire a new head professional. So they did their research, and of course I applied for the job, and they had a lot of people apply, and came down to the last 3. And it was me and 2 other pros, and one of them's still around, one's not. And the president of the club called me and said, Jim, I don't think you should come down to the board meeting where they're going to decide who the professional they're going to hire was. I said, it might get ugly. And I go, why is that? Well, you might not get the job. And I said, okay, well, it is what it is, but I hope I get the job. So he called me. I didn't get the job. It's pretty heartbreaking, gut-wrenching day. And one of the guys who was a recruiter, a talent recruiter who had helped select the new pro, told me, Jim, one day you're gonna thank me for this. And I thought, whew, I don't know when that day will be, but within a week of that decision, the majority of the members had got a petition together to recall the entire board, unless, of course, they selected me as the head professional, which they did. And the rest is history. And I thank you very much, Sierra View Country Club, for all you've done for me for these last 33 years. And I'd also like to thank all the staff. Working there for as long as I have, I've had a lot of great assistant professionals: Stuart Smith, Kelly Runkle, Eric Getch. Right now, Walt Thompson and Chris Galvin are great assistant professionals, and our current general manager, John Walsh, and rest of the staff. Thank you very much for all you've done for me. I appreciate it. And then finally, in closing, the TFTGS. It used to be the SAY, Sacramento Youth, then it became the First Tee of Greater Sacramento. Try to explain that to someone on a trophy. But we get it. Well, as we've heard, the Say Golf organization, which morphed into the First Tee, was really pioneers and groundbreakers in junior golf, player development, and person and kid development. And so I would like to thank the First Tee for this honor, and also remind you that not only have they turned out a lot of tremendous young golfers, but through their core values and through their life skill training, they turn out tremendous young people every year, and they need to be applauded. And I want to just thank to the First Tee of Greater Sacramento. It's an honor. I'm humbled, and I'm appreciative of this award. Thank you.
Jim, have you ever thought about doing a radio golf show? I think I can get you hooked up.